Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros. I talk about politics, sports, and entertainment to keep you well-rounded. What's going on around the world? If you don't like hearing the truth, definitely don't tune into this channel. So let's get started today. So Zoran Mamdani, the Roach, and that's what he is. He's a roach, a communist roach who openly hates white people. He says he's going to tax white neighborhoods to give all the money to non-white neighborhoods. Obviously, he hates Italians too. He hates America. He hates capitalism. He hates everything about this country. And I blame this all on Trump. You want to know why I blame Trump? Because Trump should have passed a law. He has the House, the Senate, the judges. He should have passed a bill that doesn't allow somebody like Roach Mamdani to be able to run for office in America. If you're foreign born, especially if you're a communist and you have communist Islamic terrorist ties to Uganda, how the hell are you holding office in America? All goes back to, and what did Trump do about it? You know what Trump did about it? He called Mamdani to the White House. He looked him in the eye and he told him how good looking he was. That's how Trump handled Mamdani, of all people. Scum off my shoe. That's what he is. And let me tell you the reason why I'm so upset. Because Zoran the Roach, he decides to leave Italy and Italians off of the ethnic map in Manhattan. You know, the group that's responsible for actually building Manhattan, the concrete, the buildings, the structure. He just decides, you know, I'm not putting them on the map. He's going to put everybody else on the map. He put Palestinians on the map. He put Haitians on the map. He put all of these third world countries that had no history of building New York City. Of course he did, because that's his way of telling you he hates you if you're white. And he does. His mother openly says things like, we intentionally make all the white people in the movies we make slaves. And she laughs about it. Zoran comes out and he says, we're going to tax white people and white neighborhoods more to give the money to non-white neighborhoods. And idiots still vote and clap for this piece of scum, this roach. That's what he is. He's a roach. Don't care how it sounds. Don't care about him. Somebody needs to inform this piece of trash, and that's what he is. If it wasn't for Italian immigrants, there'd be no New York City. And Zoran, you are so lucky this isn't 1990, 1985, because for this slight, you'd have serious problems. You'd have some real serious problems when certain individuals really ran New York City. I'll leave it at that. You'd have some real issues, Zoran. You imagine you have somebody that's from Uganda who wasn't even born in the United States of America, open communist, open Islamist, celebrates terrorist acts against America, and that is the mayor of New York effing City. And you have all these liberals that vote for this piece of trash because that's the only way he could win. And then on top of it, you can't get elected in New York City unless Jewish billionaires back your play. And this is who they put in office. America's greatest ally, once again, responsible for a piece of trash like this running New York City. Scum. Roach. He's a roach. That's what he is. I'm so tired of the Zorans, the Ilons. I'm tired of them all. I'm tired of SNEAKO. I'm tired of hearing how America sucks and, you know, white people are the cause of all the chaos around the world, and white people haven't done anything good and their history needs to be erased. And that's what Zoran is telling you when he does something like this. So let me jump into the article. Mamdani torched for snubbing ethnic group that built New York City. Says Mamdani found room. IACRL, an Italian group, says Mamdani found room for Little Palestine, go figure, and Little Haiti, but excluded the historic Manhattan enclave, meaning Little Italy. New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani is under fire from Italian-American heritage group after Little Italy was left off city immigrant neighborhood map tied to World Cup tourism campaign. You know why I think he did it also? He went to Staten Island and some Italian guys were screaming at him to get out of Staten Island that he's a Jew hater. They were screaming at the top of their lungs. So this little worm, this roach, his feelings are probably hurt because somebody told him the truth about himself. He's scum. Oh, he what a smile. He's filth. Mamdani hates your guts. So no big deal. He can hate me. I can hate him back. It's not a really big deal to me. It's just mind blowing how so many people in Manhattan voted for this piece of trash. And if you're white and you're Caucasian, he hates your guts. If you're Christian or Catholic, he hates your guts. But you still voted for him anyway because, my privilege. You don't even know how to spell. My privilege makes him hate me. Whatever. You're a disgrace. Zoran Mamdani wants to erase Italian Americans. First, he denied our permit for Unity Day 2020. He wouldn't deny anybody else's permit for anything. You could have been any ethnic group, it'll get approved. For some reason, he doesn't want Italians to have ethnic Unity Day. Go figure. But if any other group's permit got denied, the world would explode and it would be racism and it would be all over the news. And people like Sunny Houston on The View would be losing their minds. And, you heard her the other day. When I go into a neighborhood that has American flags, I don't feel safe. Okay, well, here, let me tell you something about Sunny. She's a multimillionaire. She can live anywhere she wants, but yet she chooses to live in neighborhoods that are 99.9% white. But she hates white people and she feels unsafe being in their neighborhood, seeing American flags. Yeah, it sounds like a mental disorder on full display. See, that's what these racists do. And that's what Zoran is. Zoran is a piece of trash. He's scum. Like I said, I've said it, he's a roach. Zoran Mamdani is a roach. End of story. Italian Americans built New York City, not third world Ugandans. We stand against communists, the group said. Zoran Mamdani wants to erase Italian Americans. First, he denied our permit for Unity Day 2026. Now he is excluding Little Italy as a recognized location altogether on the map, wrote the Italian American Civil Rights League, IACRL, on X along with a press release. Italian Americans built New York City, not third world Ugandans. What part of that's not true? We stand against communists, the group added. The map titled New York City Immigrant Enclaves is being promoted as part of its New York City Neighborhood Passport campaign tied to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The New York City's Mayor Office of Immigrant Affairs has shared the neighborhood map at pop-up booths across the city. The New York City Tourism Conventions, which promotes the graphics on its website, told Fox News Digital later on Thursday that the Immigrant Enclave map was created by New York City's Mayor Office of Immigrant Affairs of 2023. Right. See, if it was like, he put Albania on there because there's a lot of Muslims in Albania. So that's why he put them on there. He's not going to put Italy on there. He's not going to put Greece because it's mostly Catholic and Orthodox. And everybody will just stay shut and nobody wants to call him the racist piece of cockroach that he is because he's a piece of trash. He's scum. And Trump could have did something about this. You see this popping up all over the country. People that weren't born in America running for office that hate our customs, that hate capitalism, that hate white people, that hate America, that hate the nuclear family. And their whole intention is to cause chaos and destroy the country. Yet Trump, he doesn't do anything. And it always starts at the top. It always starts at the top. And Trump could have did, again, I've said it a million times. If you're not born on American soil, you should not be able to hold office in America. It's a privilege to be here. If your feelings are hurt for what I'm saying, I'm entitled to my opinion. And the more that this goes on, the type of people like Zoran Mamdani are going to keep taking office in America. Let me ask you a question. Would any of these countries like where Zoran Mamdani, where he's from, would they ever allow white Christians or Catholics to go into their country, hold office and tell their people how to live? Not in a million years. But nobody has a problem with that. That'll never be racist. See, this suicide empathy and it's people like Zoran Mamdani, they understand this. They know how to weaponize this to get what they want, to destroy the country. And they laugh in your face for being pathetic, and weak. Zoran, you know what? Let me just move on. Former Mayor Eric Adams spokesperson Fabian Levy told Fox News Digital later Thursday that he had never seen the map before and did not remember it being used. It encourages visitors to explore diverse communities, including 30 neighborhoods ranging from the popular Chinatown to lesser known Little Palestine. Little Palestine. Okay. What? No Little Italy, but Little Palestine. Whatever. And Little Haiti. The map did not mention any Jewish or Irish neighborhoods. Go figure. Oh, you mean the three groups responsible for building Manhattan? Italians, Irish, and Jewish people? Oh, you mean those three groups? Right. I know. Oh, let me guess. They didn't build anything. It was really the people that come from Zoran Mamdani's country that built everything, right? And see, I got a problem with the Jewish community because the Jewish billionaires, not the community, the billionaires put this piece of trash in office. It's just sickening, isn't it? Just sickening. Mamdani has touted himself as unapologetically pro-immigrant, back sanctuary protections for immigrants. No, what Mamdani wants is he wants chaos in Manhattan. He wants Democrats to win the next 7 million election cycles by filling it with illegals, giving them everything they want and saying, oh, vote for Democrats, vote for people like me so we can turn this place into a complete dump. And that's what Manhattan has turned into. It's a complete dump. I was there over the Christmas last year during Christmas to see the tree. Just the streets are lined up with illegal vendors selling stuff. Garbage and piled this in Tribeca. There was garbage piled this high off the ground. In the early 2000s, that would never be allowed. Tribeca, the famous people that live there, the amount of money being paid. There is literally in Tribeca, there was garbage 6 feet off the ground for blocks at a time. Place looks great. Manhattan looks great since people like Mamdani have taken over. Looks fantastic. Can't even let your kid walk down the street or your daughter take or public transit. Looks great. Keep up the good work. The article went on to say, Mamdani has touted himself as an unapologetically pro-immigrant, backing sanctuary protections for immigrants while advocating for Palestinian rights. Mamdani City Hall can find room for every fashionable progressive constituency, but somehow it cannot find Little Italy. IACRL President Mike Crispy said in a press release, our culture is good enough for their photo ops, our food is good enough for their fundraisers, and our neighborhoods are good enough for tourism dollars. But when it's time to recognize Italian Americans, they erase us, he added. He's just trash. That's what he is. I can't say it enough. I'm not going to continue to say it because you're probably tired of hearing it. He is scum of the planet. And anybody that supports him, you're scum too. So Trump, you know what Trump has done for a situation like this? You know what Trump has done to stop stuff like this? Nothing. That's what he's done. So Trump's busy. You know, when you think about what's going on with Trump and Iran and you see stuff like this, and Trump, he's making billions of dollars right now off of crypto. His mind is everywhere else. All Trump right now is trying to do is open the Strait of Hormuz to the way that it was before, because the world economy is about to collapse and crash. Because America wants to get a deal done with Iran. Iran's saying no because they don't trust America and Trump, because they know every time they sign a deal for peace, Israel goes and bombs them. So Trump, his mind is, he's trying to get the strait back open, which it was open before he decided to attack Iran. Now he's got to worry about the oil prices, and Iran knows this. Iran knows that the midterm elections are coming up. He knows it's going to hurt our economy. They know it's going to drive the gas prices up. They know it's going to make Trump look bad. I mean, it's over for Trump. It's totally effing finished. Because while we're all suffering at the pump, Him and his family are making billions of dollars. And if he was putting America first, guess what? If he was putting America first, we don't have this problem in the Strait. He's doing that for Israel, for them to expand their borders. See, this is what you get. This is what you get when you elect somebody like Trump, who is bought and paid for by Israel and bought and paid for by his donors. Trump is too busy now with Iran. Now he has to worry about Israel bombing Turkey. You have people like Mamdani running around the city, trying to erase European culture, trying to turn it into a free fall with illegal immigration, crime. The other day, Mamdani, he puts rent freezes on the buildings. This is a business. Do you understand how this works? In another year and a half, you're going to see all those buildings just closed down. They're going to be abandoned buildings. It's going to look like Detroit. It's going to look like parts of Chicago because the landlords, everything else goes up, and then Mamdani freezes the rent and says, "Oh, you can't raise the rent." Why everything else around it's going up? It's simple economics. So you know what the landlord's going to do? They're just going to say "F it," and they're all going to do it. And the building's going to close down, and they're going to be abandoned buildings. Mamdani will turn Manhattan into a complete effing dump. It's already there to a degree. It's already there. So let me get back to Trump. So, Trump, if you were putting America first, you would be handling the Mamdanis of the world. You wouldn't be involved in foreign affairs like our forefathers who wrote the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. They told you not to do that. And instead, you're doing it anyway. You're doing what all the presidents do. They have all sold us down the river, Republicans and Democrats. And that's exactly why right now the country is the way that it is and why we have scum like Mamdani the Roach in positions of power in the United States of America. This country was not built for a person like Mamdani, a foreign-born citizen who's an open communist, an open Islamic terrorist and sympathizer of terrorism, for somebody like him to be running the biggest city in the world, meaning Manhattan. That is not why this country was created. You ever want to get disgusted? Go look at Manhattan and see what it looks like now. Trump's got better things to do. Trump has better things to do. And trust me, Trump wants to get a deal done. And Iran's like, no, we need to show you that there's consequences for your actions. We need to show you that we're taking control of the Strait of Hormuz. And we're gonna hurt your economy. Because number one, you killed my family. We killed his family members, the Ayatollah, multiple family members. America has broken every peace treaty that they set down to hatch things out with Iran for Israel's benefit. And Iran's like, we're calling the shots now, not you. And before any of this happened, I've said this a million times. Guess what? The Strait was open. Iran didn't claim it. They just let everybody come and go as they please. They understood how important it is to the world for their economic safety and security net and how important the oil is. Iran was like, you know what? Just let us live. Leave us alone. People in Iran voted for that government to be in charge. Why the F does America think that they have the right to go tell that country and their citizens how to live? I don't want to hear the nuclear bomb excuse. Hey, Trump, just drop it already. Nobody's buying it already. We all saw what Tulsi Gabbard had to say. And when Tulsi Gabbard wouldn't play ball, you fired her, you got rid of her. Iran they weren't building a nuclear weapon. They had no plan on bombing America. They didn't want a problem with us. They had no way to even get the bomb here, even if they wanted to bomb us. And Trump, because he's corrupt, because he's bought and paid for, because he took Miriam Adelson's $300 million, because Benjamin Netanyahu has no respect for him and is walking him like a dog. Now our economy is weeks away from collapsing and have not only our economy, the global economy, And on top of it, you have people like Ilhan Omar, Zaran Mamdani. Ilhan Omar is still walking the streets, and her people and that whole area, that enclave of Somalians, they stole $9 billion. Let that sink in. You have people in the United States of America, American citizens, who are sitting in prison for 2 or 3 years because they stole clothing, $300 of clothes from Macy's. And Ilan Omar and Timmy Walls and Mayor Fry and all of them, they stole $9 billion from the taxpayer, and yet Ilan Omar walks the streets. She married her brother. She should be denaturalized, just like Mamdani the Roach, and they should be kicked the hell out of America and never be allowed to step foot in here again. Nauseating, weak, corrupt. The people like Mamdani and even Netanyahu and Ilan Omar, they have such contempt for Trump because they know how. First of all, they hate America. I mean, that's like a given. They hate this country. They hate it. They despise it. They want to see it burnt to the ground. Meanwhile, it's the best thing that ever happened to them. I mean, this is the only country in the world you could steal $9 billion from and not go to prison. But hey, they hate the country. They despise it. And Trump, he lets them run wild. He just lets them do whatever they want. I don't even have words for it at this point. And Trump, he's busy with his crypto. He's busy making sure his sons get billion-dollar contracts. No, it's bid rigging. That's what it is. The Trump family, his sons, they're getting contracts. They don't have to bid on it. He's just handing them billion-dollar contracts. They want to quadruple their net worth. How much money is enough, Trump? How much money is enough? Trump doesn't give. The whole point of being the president of the United States is to have the actual job and that it means something to you to defend your people. Like your people are behind you and you're defending their honor. You're defending them and their culture. And you know where that is on Trump's list? Last. He could care less. It's all about making Trump and his family the most amount of money that they can. Absolutely effing nauseating. Because if Trump had his finger on the pulse and he was putting America first, a clown like Mamdani wouldn't be able to do what he's doing. The Ilan Omars of the world wouldn't be allowed to do what they're doing. All of these illegals, listen, they come from all over the world committing chaos on their streets, sexual assault, murder, you name it. They wouldn't be able to do what they're doing if Trump was putting America first. It's so funny how Republicans and Democrats, when it comes to Israel, they can get together and they can agree on everything to send Israel trillions of dollars, our military, everything. But when it comes to keeping our people safe here, when it comes to building a border wall, when it comes to deporting illegals, terrorists, you name it, nope, nobody can get on the same page. But when it comes to Israel, the scummy Republicans and the scummy Democrats, they can always get together and get things done. Nauseating. And this Mamdani thing with Little Italy, how he just left them off the map. So he's just. You're lucky this isn't 1990, Mamdani. I'll tell you that, boy. He'd be in trouble. You'd have a lot of trouble on your hands, tough guy. Scum of the planet that you are, because you're just scum. So Trump, he's in big trouble now. Iran, they don't want to do a deal. Trump wants the deal. Iran don't want to deal. What Trump did, the only thing that Trump managed to do besides get thousands upon thousands of Palestinians, Iranians, and now people from Turkey and Lebanese, besides getting thousands of people slaughtered, the only thing that Trump managed to do, doing this for Israel, doing these wars for Israel, is empowering Iran even more. That's all he's done. That's the only thing that Trump has accomplished is making Iran a world superpower, because now they understand, like, oh, all we got to do every time America pisses us off is close down the Strait of Hormuz, and we can cause global chaos and we can crash the whole economy. We have the power. We have the cards. Marco Rubio lets the cat out of the bag. All we're trying to do is open the Strait of Hormuz the way that it was before. And trust me, he's not a good person either. He's bought and paid for by Israel. You vote for Rubio, you vote for Ozempic, you vote for Ron DeSantis. All it is going to be more of Donald Trump and Israel first. and America last. That's all it will be. That's all it's ever going to be. Right now, what gas is $4. So gas went from $5 a gallon to $4 a gallon, and Trump and the administration think that's a win. And they keep going on TV and they keep blaming Joe Biden. Under Joe Biden, gas prices were higher then than they are now. That is a complete lie, and nobody despises the corrupt Joe Biden more than me. Complete, utter lie. Lies. And this Mamdani piece of garbage, piece of scum, what he's doing in New York City, that's a democratic liberal plan for every city in America. Get people like Mamdani in, vote them into power, and create. Mamdani wants to abolish ICE because an illegal today got killed in Texas. Oh, well, maybe you shouldn't be in the country illegally. That ever cross your mind? Maybe if you didn't break the law, you'd be alive. But hey, no big deal. No, we should just let everybody run wild. You don't have to be legal. Just do whatever you want. That's what Mamdani wants to turn New York City into. He wants to turn it into a hub and a safety net for every illegal on the planet. Free healthcare, free food, free supermarkets, free everything. Typical socialist / communist, because that's what he is. And sooner or later, the rug will be pulled out from everybody's feet, and it'll be like you're living in Havana, Cuba. That's what it'll be like. That's Zohran Mamdani's plan. That's the way it ends every single time. And how will Zohran pay for all this? Just like Gavin Newsom. They have no plan. It's not manufacture. It's not build. It's not manufacture things. It's take. It's take from the people that contribute the most and give it to the people that contribute the least. And that's when you have a good portion of your population that refuses to work, that thinks they're entitled to everything for free, and then people like Gavin Newsom and people like Mamdani think, oh, the evil person are the doers. The evil people are successful people. The evil people are the millionaires and the billionaires, the people that work their asses off. And trust me, I have a problem with billionaires, the way they're so greedy in how they destroy our country at the same time. But you cannot deny how hard they work. So Gavin Newsom and Mamdani are one and the same. They have no plan. They have no vision. This is their vision. Take. Don't build anything. Don't manufacture anything. And just keep taking and taxing you to death. And you see what California has become. Mamdani wants to make New York like California, where Gavin Newsom invites 50 million illegals into California, gives them everything for free. California is going bankrupt, crime everywhere. Places just ran like a complete dump. And what's Gavin Newsom's plan? What's his answer to all of it? Oh, we can't lock up criminals, and we're just going to tax you more. That's it. We'll just keep taxing you. We'll let you pretty soon, Gavin Newsom, it'll be like a 98% tax in California where you get to keep 2% of your check and the government takes 98% to give it to people who commit crime and don't want to get a job. And that's the same page that Mamdani is on. These people are absolute scum. They are the trash of the evil scum. That's it. I don't want to hear that there's some medium ground where conservatives and Democrats are going to come together, because you can't be America first and be for open borders. You can't be America first and say, well, the answer to everything is just to tax everybody more. No, you need to have a vision. You need to build things. You need to manufacture. You need to produce stuff, not tax people to death. American exceptionalism is the only way. When you used to see somebody like Hussein Obama apologize for American exceptionalism, that's this foreign communist attitude, foreign socialist attitude. We don't want to be great at anything. Everybody's equal. If you're a doctor or you work in Burger King, everybody should get paid the same. F you. It's weak. It's pathetic. It doesn't promote exceptionalism. And this is what all these slimy, disgusting Roach socialists and communists believe in. Bernie Sanders, he's the one and the same too. Bernie Sanders hates capitalism, but guess what? He's got 3 mansions. He's worth millions of dollars, and he's never worked a effing day in his life. And he wants to complain about capitalism so he can live in his mansion eating shrimp and lobster and drinking $300 glasses of champagne while you're eating out of a dumpster. And you got idiots that want to vote for Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, Mamdani, Gavin Newsom, they're all in the same. They're one and the same. Same pickle jar. Same pickle jar. Trash. That's what it is. They're just trash. So SNEAKO, you know, he goes viral the other day. Another Roach. He makes threats towards American citizens, and he says that him and his people, they're gonna force feed you Islam, and we're gonna bring Islam to every single house in America, and you're gonna all bow to Islam. And like I said before, SNEAKO, when you want to start your little plan, seriously, I'm easy to get a hold of. You could start at my house. We could see how it goes. I don't do the tough guy talk. When you want to start incorporating this plan of yours to force feed Islam on every American citizen and bring it to every American's home, please start at my home. We'll see how it goes. Let's watch the video between Alex Jones and SNEAKO debating each other.
The tax, I convert to Islam, or my head's chopped off. Which one is
it? Doesn't say that. It doesn't say it. You said you read the Quran twice. It doesn't say that
I can
anywhere.
show you 1,000 imams reading the hadiths of the Quran. No, there's 3 things.
The hadiths are not in the Quran. You clearly
Right, I know. I've seen Islamic, whatever they are, say that on multiple videos. It's just, you know, whatever.
haven't read it if you think hadiths are in the Quran.
When Muslims go and conquer the adjacent country, what do? We kill them all? No. The Prophet says, the first thing you do is call them to Islam. If they refuse, then tell them Allah obliged upon you to pay taxation. If they refuse, then...
Oh, there you go, SNEAKO. That's your one of your leaders, SNEAKO. So they want Islam to take over. They come to you first and they say, submit to Islam. And if you don't, we tax you. And then if you don't want to pay the tax, wonderful, loving religion, right? So, oh, let me guess, SNEAKO, he didn't mean it. Bring it. Let's see how it goes. For real. Let's see. Bring your friend here too. Bring your friend here.
We have to fight.
How you doing? This is Sahar TV, and in today's video, we will watch the most recent debate between Alex.
It's good to finally meet you. I've been watching your work for, it's been like a couple decades. Well, yeah, since I was a kid, I've known about you. Been watching your podcast appearances on Joe Rogan, and now you want me deported from my country. So let's start with that. You challenged me to a debate.
If he wants to threaten Americans with beheadings and Islam and force it down your throats and bring it to every doorstep, he should be denaturalized. And Trump and the administration, they can drop him off in an Islamic country and he can do whatever he wants.
It's important to start with some of the claims you made. Is the audio okay in here, guys? Can you guys hear?
I hear you loud and clear, SNEAKO.
There's no echo. Okay, so you want me deported from America for exercising my First Amendment rights? You're making the face, a shock face.
First Amendment rights are not threats. You can't go around and threaten people. You can't go around and say, we're going to bring Islam to everybody's home and force it upon you and blah, blah. That's a threat. It's not freedom of speech. You can't just go around threatening people, idiot.
This is what you said. You said deport now, and then Elon Musk, the trillionaire African migrant into America, who's bringing in tons of H-1B visas. He said, yes, he wants me deported as well.
Well, to be clear, I wasn't making a shocked face. I was enjoying my iced tea right here in Texas. I was gulping it down. No, I did say that, and you know, Elon agreed with me on that viral post of your viral post. And you know, here's where I stand on that.
I really hope the DOJ would ICE kick down SNEAKO's door at 5 a.m. They take him out in handcuffs, and he'll be crying and shaking like the coward that he really is. See, he's a tough guy in the street when there's 100 of them, and people are just trying to eat dinner, mind their own business, and they don't want to be bothered with a scum like SNEAKO and his buddies. They're all tough then. But they ain't tough when they get the door kicked in. They're not tough when they're like, okay, we're going to grant you your wish. We're going to drop you off in an Islamic country.
Obviously, I was saying that more rhetorically because we have separation of church and state in the United States. I've read the Quran twice. It is a battle manual of how to take over the world.
So you don't actually want me deported from America? Or you?
Well, hold on. Can I listen? You want to do 3 minutes, and I'll do 3 minutes because we're debating. You ask me questions.
Sure. I won't interrupt. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I mean, here's the deal. Orthodox Islam is expansionist. Orthodox Islam in the Quran promises to take over the world, and we have separation of church and state in this country, and we have people saying every household will be under this. That's not the same as the New Testament saying every knee will bow to God when they finally see God. Okay, so my issue is you're jumping around all crazed doing throat slitting motions. Saying F you, basically, I take it as
he thinks it's funny to threaten American citizens and do throat slashing gestures. And you've seen this in Texas. You've seen this in a couple places where, SNEAKO's group here, Muslims, they decide that they're just going to cut somebody's, head off. They do it in Europe, and SNEAKO, he thinks it's funny. He thinks it's funny. But if it was being done to his group, he would be on here crying and screaming and being all emotional. But he thinks it's funny to threaten American citizens who are not Muslim with decapitation.
America, and saying you will go under this. We're going to take your cities. We're going to dominate you. And I've seen thousands of imams say all this. And if you don't convert, we're allowed to take your women and use them as slaves and, all the rest of it. It pisses me off.
Oh, so imams don't say that if you don't convert to Islam, we're going to take your women and turn them into sex slaves and make you pay taxes. They don't say that? They never say that, SNEAKO? Well, they don't say that. See, this is called taqiyya. See, Muslims are told that they're allowed to lie if it advances Islam. It's called the practice of taqiyya. They all do it. They all lie to advance Islam. When Muslims say, we don't lie, they lie, and their lies are covered by taqiyya. That's what it's called. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but that's what SNEAKO's doing.
When somebody says, I'm going to plant my flag up your ass and we're going to dominate you, and then there you are, an American with an American accent, saying that, it's even more horrifying to people, and it basically starts a war. So I'd love to see a reformation in Islam like we had in Christianity back when some of the Catholics were trying to force people, to follow what they said, or they would burn them at the stake. Okay, so Islam needs a reformation. I don't want to be at war with Islam, but there are 50-plus Islamic countries. Most of them are 99% Muslim. There's only a few Muslim countries where Christians can live in peace. Islam is expansionist. That's why I'm against Israel. It's expansionist. It is elitist. It says greater Israel. It sees everybody else as subhuman.
Oh, and Alex Jones just lost me. That's why I don't support Israel. Israel is expansionist. Israel is a tiny country. Tiny. In the sea of Muslim
left's pedophilia.
Support this YouTube channel. Link is attached down.
Of Israel, and so I'm opposed to Israel and its expansionist supremacist activities. I'm against Islam's expansionist supremacist activities.
I'm sick of both groups, honestly, and the more America gets involved in these two, Islam and Israel, they've been fighting for God only knows how long, and it's never going to end, and it's never going to stop. And when it goes on over there, then it comes on American soil, and they keep doing the same thing. And the more America gets involved, the worse our country becomes, the worse our economy becomes, and our people keep getting put last because our government is too concerned with Islam and Israel. Honestly, I'm sick of both groups. Learn how to get along, learn how to live, learn how to act. It's not the world's responsibility to take sides and take care of one group. I'm sick of it. Sick of both sides.
And I am against the Chi-Com expansionist activities. I'm against the left's pedophilic Hollywood expansionist dominance, imperial operations. I don't want America to be imperial. I've been against all these expansionist wars. Even though I didn't like Maduro, I said I think we'll probably just put communists back in. Now they want to overthrow Cuba and put the communists back in. So I'm against all of that. I'm against imperialism, not from some leftist angle, but from George Washington's angle of not being involved in foreign entanglements.
He's just a punk. Like, you see all his facial expressions. He has no composure. He's not stoic at all. He's just a punk. That's what he is. He's a punk. Just like all his friends in the street the other day, harassing people, screaming Allahu Akbar at the top of their lungs. You're a punk. That's what you are.
So that's where I stand on all this. And when somebody declares we're coming for you, and we're going to dominate
Sorry
you.
for that interruption.
Said deport Piers Morgan back in 2013. It became a national story whenever he said, we're going to take your guns. And I said, if you do, 1776 will commence again. So anybody trying to take my guns, anybody saying I'm going to convert to Islam in all your homes, anybody telling me that they're going to stick their flag up my ass, I'm going to tell them, if you want to fight, you better believe you got one. Go ahead.
All right, you said a lot. I mean, what flag? The difference between Israel as an expansionist state is that that's a actual country. I have allegiance to America. This is my country. Said many things, and let's stick to this original claim. You said deport now. Where am I going to go if I'd be deported?
Well, I mean, there's 50 plus Muslim countries. You could go to Iran, you go to Sudan, you could go to Egypt, you could go to Afghanistan, you go to any of those shitholes. You could go to Pakistan, where they're marrying 9-year-olds. You could
There's child marriage here in America.
It's amazing, Sneako's response to this. You're the one screaming and jumping up and down, threatening to decapitate people, how you're going to force Islam in every household. And then you're like, okay, well, we'll drop you off in an Islamic country. You can live there. And he's insulted. You're not so tough now, are you, Sneako?
How would I be deported to a country that I don't?
You could go to Medina. You go to Medina and 30 black men.
Right, but that's
could,
not deportation. That's immigration, like Elon Musk coming over here. How would I be deported to a country that I'm not from? I was born here in New York City.
Yeah, I mean,
that's going to be his gaslight technique. He's not going to address what he was saying in the street the other day. Where am I going to go? I was born in New York City. Where am I going to go? You're the one jumping up and down, screaming like a low IQ idiot that you're going to force feed Islam to every American household, threatening them with decapitation. And you can't figure out why people are like, okay, we'll denaturalize him and deport him to a country that shares his same views. So this will be his big argument, his big debate, because he's an idiot. That's why.
My point was rhetorical, saying that we need to deport that ideology and we need to not submit
to it. Don't deport me. You want to deport Islam.
It's a family crisis that's unfolding in real time. A mother is patting her 10-month-old baby.
Like that's your comeback. You want to deport Islam? He just told you, anybody that shares that ideology, that thinks they can force feed Americans Islam, they should be deported to a country that shares those views. But this is what you get when you debate some idiot like Sneako.
What I'm saying is that jihad and dominance of our culture needs to be opposed at every level. I obviously didn't mean literally put you in a cannon like a clown and shoot you, over to a Muslim country. And I said I meant it as an allegory. You also said that I was trying to get vigilantes to kill you. I said my snake or black widow analogy was not talking about violence, but why I have a phobia of pouring gasoline on myself and lighting myself on fire, or jumping off a 5,000-foot cliff, or playing with black widows in my hand, or playing with rattlesnakes. You have those phobias because it's a natural thing to something your brain recognizes is dangerous.
You're scared of me?
I am absolutely scared of giant hordes of third world populations that keep women as slaves and
you
get
said
9-year-olds
you said you
pregnant.
want to deport him now. You're scared of me individually?
I am scared of being a cuck and laying down to people that declare their superiority and their supremacy over me. And you are following Orthodox Islam and are openly announcing, we will dominate you, we will control you. So you follow the Quran, you believe?
You didn't say that the other day in the video. Islam will fill every household in America. You didn't say that? How would that be done? How would you fill every American household with Islam? It's a threat. You were making a threat and you're a coward. And now you won't even stand behind your words. I'd have more respect for you if you're like, yeah, that's what I said. And our plan is to make sure that Islam is force-fed upon the American population, because that's exactly what you meant, you punk.
By the way, I don't think Sneako is following the Quran the way it should be followed.
Right,
to me, it seems like Sneako.
Hey, everybody.
Clearly haven't read it.
But on the inside, between his friends, he does drugs. He does a bunch of things that are not allowed to do in Islam. And yeah, the whole thing is just theatrics.
Let's talk about the clip I said.
Pay the Jesus,
Let's be specific about what I said.
Head chopped off. Which way is it? Is it in the Quran? I pay the tax, I convert to Islam, or my head's chopped off. Which one is it?
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say it. You said you read the Quran twice. It doesn't say that.
I can show you 1,000 imams reading the hadiths of the Quran. No, there's 3 things.
Hadiths are not in the Quran. You clearly haven't read it if you think hadiths are in the Quran.
Sneako.
So because you don't know about Islam, let's talk about
Muslim scholars. You're saying Islam doesn't say you convert or you pay the tax or your head gets cut off?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So let's talk about what I said, because you don't know about Islam.
Hey, everybody, take clips of this and then show 50
Sure, go
imams
ahead.
saying it, and then show the hadiths, and then show the Quran.
Alex, maybe you've seen a lot of Facebook posts, and it seems like you're getting a lot of boomer propaganda. It's
boomer propaganda. So all these imams that you see all over social media saying that, well, if we're gonna outpopulate you, we're gonna make more children than you, we're gonna take power, then we're gonna ask you to convert, and if you don't, you're gonna pay tax, and if you don't pay tax, we have the right to kill you and make your women sex slaves. Oh no, no imams ever say that, right, SNEAKO? But this is the act of taqiyya. It's called lying to advance Islam. This is what this little scum, this Roach, does. Him and Mamdani are one and the same.
Be specific about what
Surah 929 says, fight those who don't believe in Allah and Muhammad and the last day, and subjugate them. Fought and killed. So
Christian language, I didn't say anything.
Don't pay the jizya. Of course, some imams say.
All right, sorry, I'm having a little bit of a technical problem, so I'm sorry about the delay, but we're getting through.
That they should be fought and killed. So Alex Jones is not wrong about this.
I say, because you just made up a bunch of things I didn't say. You said I'm coming to stick a flag up your butt. I'm here to dominate. I didn't say any of that. What did I say?
You said we're going to take over every house.
I didn't say that.
Take
That's
over
not
the
true.
cities.
I said, in Christian language, something similar. I don't know what type of Christianity you are.
Yeah, now he'll blame Christians, this piece of trash. He's just trash. Play the video of him jumping around in the street the other day, acting like a tough guy, which they all do. You know when they're tough? With 6-year-old girls and women, and when there's 100 of them and one of you. That's when people like SNEAKO are tough.
Every knee will bow, every tongue confess. I said, inshallah, the whole world becomes Muslim.
Inshallah. Okay.
I believe I have the truth. I want goodness for the world. I want you to have the truth. Christians want other people to become Christian too. Why should I hide? Why should I act like I don't want goodness?
Oh, so now, see, it's just typical gaslighting. Christians go around and threaten people with throat-slashing gestures, and it's going to be forced upon them. Always playing the good guy, SNEAKO. You're trash. That's what you are.
For other people. Of course, inshallah, do you know what this means? If you know, you read the Quran.
God's will.
What is inshallah? God willing. So it's not up to me. It's not up to any force. It's not up to anybody forcing you and converting you with the sword and threatening.
Oh, yeah, Islam never does that. Hey, Muslims always bitch about the Crusades. Were the Crusades a response to 700 years?
Yeah, according to SNEAKO, Islam is not a violent religion at all. No, I mean, only the last 50 terrorist attacks around the world were all committed by Muslims, but there's nothing to see there. No, doesn't really happen.
Muslim invasion? Did the Muslims take Spain and put over 2 million women into slavery?
Well, if you want to talk about Christian expansion, we can too. But in the Quran, it says that you don't force anybody to convert. People willingly accept Islam. Nobody is trying to spread it by the sword.
I'm sure when the Muslim army came to Morocco or Algeria or Libya or, the rest of North Africa, they went there, they were standing there like this, and they said, hey guys, we have the best new thing. Yeah, it's called Islam. And
And by the way, he's Muslim, this guy. And he's telling the truth that SNEAKO is lying. I mean, sorry, I got to piggyback off his work a little bit, but I thought this was just Alex Jones and SNEAKO. I didn't know he was doing a reaction video to this.
we really recommend you join it. And they say, nah, it's okay. We have our own religions. We don't need that. And then what do you think happened? You think they just said, okay, all right, we're just going to skip over and go.
The other day, SNEAKO was playing ISIS videos and agreeing with everything that ISIS was saying. So obviously he's a terrorist sympathizer and he needs to be removed from America. So denaturalize him and drop him off in a country that shares the same views. Time to go, SNEAKO. You can bring Mamdani with you.
To the next country? No, of course not. It was violent. It was bloody. A lot of people died because of the conquest of Islam.
Let me fast forward from him.
I want people to hear the truth and accept it. That's why I say, inshallah.
Convert, pay the tax, or have your head cut off. Convert, pay the tax, or have your head cut off.
You don't know about Islam, so you might just...
Yes,
you should
SNEAKO,
avoid
you're
this
such
stuff.
an Islamist.
You're
Scholar.
hoping people don't know. I do know. You didn't think I knew what inshallah meant. I know what all that means.
Yeah, but you said that I'm trying to force it and stick a flag up your butt. I didn't say any of this stuff.
Dude, you were going, fuck you to the camera. You were sitting there.
You want to know why I said this?
Whose throat you going to slit? You're like, fuck you, we're taking over every house.
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
Like what the Muslim invader.
That's exactly what you said, you little piece of trash, you roach. That's what you were saying. That's exactly what you were saying, exactly what you were doing. Tough guy.
We're taking
Countries
over.
on their Zodiac boats with Soros. They're
What's the Muslim population in America?
And then you got the 200 to 1 Muslims raping and stabbing and murdering people all over Europe and running over people.
200
with
to 1. Even according to Tommy Robinson on the Epstein list, the majority of pedophiles in the UK are white Christians. It's not even the Pakistani grooming.
Wow, SNEAKO, you're not the smartest, I have to say. There's more white people living in the UK. Of course, there's more white people that rape. They don't do it on behalf of Christianity. The Pakistani Muslims that did it, according to some testimonies, the girls said they called them najis or filth. Why would they do that?
Well, there are no doubt there are a bunch of pedophiles in the UK.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt that
the Muslims, according to Tommy Robinson.
If I was the president, the UK wouldn't get another dollar until that entire community that's responsible for those sexual assault gangs were deported. You get nothing. That's what you get.
And it's predominantly white people.
And pick the little girls up and put them in dog cages.
Okay, before we get all heated, let's talk about what I said. Okay, there's a lot of things in your...
Totally gaslighting. The same religion that those Pakistanis share is the same religion that SNEAKO's into. And SNEAKO, he won't come out and condemn that 300 to 500,000 underage Caucasian females in Europe were sexually assaulted in the UK, by Muslims, just because the Muslims over there don't look at them as human. They look at them as sex slaves. And SNEAKO will totally gaslight that and turn the page. He won't come out and condemn it and say they were wrong because SNEAKO is a roach. That's why.
Spreading a lot of... It seems like you don't really know about Islam.
Oh,
what I said was God willing.
Okay, see, that's a throwaway line. That's just saying, oh, looks like you don't know. You're like, what does inshallah mean? You sit there, and what we're going to do with this is, SNEAKO, is we're going to take what you said, we're going to show the Quran, we're going to show the Hadiths, we're going to show the Imams.
Absolutely.
Top one
show the Quran and
International
Hadiths. Go ahead.
Islamic
yes,
TV.
Read the Quran.
Saying
read the Quran.
You convert, you pay the tax, or we cut your head off.
Okay.
I'll play the clip.
The jihad is only for da'wah. That is why when Muslims go and conquer the adjacent country, what do? We kill them all? No. The Prophet says, the first thing you do is call them to Islam. If they accept it, leave them. Khalas, they're Muslims. We go. If they refuse, then tell them Allah obliged upon you to pay taxation, jizya. If they refuse, then we have to fight. And if we fight you, then we capture you, you become our slaves, and we take your land, and you take because you refuse, I give you two good options.
Wow, so tolerant. If I don't want to pay the jizya,
exactly.
they fight.
The religion of peace and tolerance. Okay, SNEAKO. But he's lying because he knows he's trying to advance Islam. Again, the technique is called taqiyya.
There's two things here. So you're afraid of an Islamic takeover of America, right? And you're saying the thing I said, F you. Do you know that I was banned from Australia? The game that I was at, you said this was an Allahu Akbar rally. This was a World Cup game. Egypt was playing Australia. Egypt beat Australia. I'm happy. Australia banned me. Do you want to know why, Alex? Similar things that happened to you. Attacks. Australia banned me. They said I was too anti-Semitic and I was too critical of Israel. They listed a bunch of reasons in an email saying that I criticize and that I'm anti-Semitic.
Isn't it funny that this big, strong Muslim SNEAKO, he's in full denial mode right now? He's just denying, oh, he didn't mean it like that. No, he didn't mean when he said every American household will be force-fed Islam and everybody's going to bow to the prophet and every home in America is going to be Islamic. And no, he's just denying the whole thing now like the coward that he is.
Semitic, and they revoked my visa. So when Egypt beat Australia, I'm like, no. It's too bad because the government applied pressure. The news was all upset. And I have a personal vendetta with that. That's what that was about. I wasn't here trying to threaten you. If you were scared, that wasn't my intention. I wasn't trying to scare you. Second, if you think there's an Islamic takeover of America, what is the majority of the immigration coming in? Because you spent your career talking about globalism. What's the percentage and where is the majority of the immigration in America coming from? Do you know, Alex?
Coming from, let me tell you, it's coming from Latin America. And then it is coming from Asia. It's coming from Africa. It's coming from the Middle East. It's coming from India.
The majority is coming from India, from China, and from the southern Mexican border. India is predominantly Hindu. China is predominantly atheist. And Mexico predominantly Catholic. So if you're afraid of immigration and you want to protect your demographic, then the Catholic invasion coming in from Mexico That should be your concern.
It is still going to be a Christian country, SNEAKO. You don't understand the point. If Islam controls the United States of America, or if Islam controls the world, then the rights and liberties we have under Western democracies, which are derived from Judeo-Christian values, are going to disappear. We will be ruled by an authoritative system where women are oppressed, where you don't have freedom of speech. What are you babbling about?
Muslims make up 1.3% of the American population. There's no takeover. Nobody's here trying to usher in.
So your threats, I mean, what? Because there's not a lot of you, your threats don't mean anything? Be a man, SNEAKO. Stand behind your words. Oh, now you're the lamb that's being picked on and being oppressed, and people are being racist towards you. See, this is the problem. See, when they're in a group and they're in the street and there's a lot of them, you see exactly how they act. You see exactly how SNEAKO acts and all his friends. You know, if you don't bow to Islam, this, decapitation. But now, you know, he's playing the victim like he always does. Not so tough now, right, SNEAKO? He's probably scared because he knows Elon Musk and Lauren Loomer and Alex Jones himself have a lot of influence, and he might be getting his door kicked down at 5 a.m. by ICE to be denaturalized. So now he's trying to play the victim here.
Convert to Catholicism. You know, India was 3 times the size it is 1,000 years ago, and it was Buddhist and Hindu. Now the biggest subgroup is and you've got Kashmir and all those areas. And Pakistan used to be India. The Muslims take over everywhere they end up. The Quran is a battle manual. How to take over towns, get violent, run everybody out, take over the next town. Are you denying that?
You're avoiding the real question. Is there a real threat of Islam?
So I'm going to ask you again. You didn't answer my question. I answered yours. Were the Crusades a response to 700 years of Muslim invasions of Europe?
The Sermon on the Mount is the longest continuous discourse attributed to Christ in the Gospels, and
it was conquest back and forth between different empires.
No, it wasn't conquest back and forth. The Eastern Empire of Rome, Constantinople, fell, what, 600 years ago or whatever. That was Muslims with giant cannons that they bought from Eastern Europe.
This is a false equivalency. There's no caliphate right now. There's no Muslim. What Muslim empire is going to take over America? Where's the caliphate today? Where's the Ottomans? It doesn't exist. You're saying they're going to stick.
Let me explain
what
how this
flag
works.
are they going to stick up your butt?
My family background is Protestants, okay?
Okay.
So on my mom's side of the family, the Greshams, who went back to England and then mentioned the stock exchange, a bunch of other stuff, but they were Christians that came over here, and then they owned a bunch of stuff and were rich in New York. And they met with Andrew Jackson when he was president down at the Hermitage in Tennessee.
All right.
And he said, I want Western expansion. You know, it'll be after I'm out of office. And he said, I want you to, you know, because you're volunteering, I want the Gresham family to sell your holdings, bring in, they accepted the plan that they came up with. My ancestors engineered the Texas Revolution. Took them 10 years. They came in with 2 ships at Galveston, had shootouts with the Jesuit priests. You know, a bunch of people got killed. One of the ships got taken. The other ship got in. They went up the river to Washington on the Brazos, started bringing in Protestants out of Tennessee, Alabama, and Virginia. Took them 10 years to set up the operations. And then we basically started a fight with their dictator, Santa Anna, a decade later and launched the war. So that's what these Islamists are too, is they're coming in as the foot soldiers to prepare the way for the takeover. And the government of Islam is Sharia law.
The government
of Islam. They're pushing their Sharia law.
Which government?
That is the governing system with the Shiites and particularly the Wahhabis. That is 80% of
Those
Islam.
are completely different. Wahhabis and Shias have nothing
that's
in
what
common.
I just said. I just said.
I know. The Shiites are 19%. So you think Iran?
The Shiites are 19%.
You think Iran is trying to take over America?
The Wahhabist Sunnis are 79%, and then the rest 2% is Alawites and a few other groups. I know all that.
Okay, where is that happening? Where is that spreading in America?
I didn't know the groups of Islam.
What
I'm saying is, in both major branches of Islam, but particularly in Wahhabist, it is the Sharia law down to the local imam that is the governing system of Islam.
Okay.
So is Iran. It is the Islamic Republic. Rulership is through Sharia.
What is Sharia law? What is Sharia? What does that mean?
Sharia law is the governing system of Islamic control.
What does Sharia
and the
mean?
3 forms of jihad.
What does Sharia mean?
Now SNEAKO wants to pretend that Sharia law is not about Islamic dominance wherever they implement Sharia law. Now, again, once again, playing the victim. And I'm going to show you the video the other day in the street. It's so amazing, this character that he's playing today, that he's this moderate Muslim, just wants peace and love and for everybody to come to the truth. You know, playing the victim. But let's go to his threat. After the video, I'll show you the threats he made in the street the other day.
Sharia is the Islamic law.
It means law. Sharia means law.
That's what I just
And
said.
in Sharia law, if you're a Muslim
You
and
keep
you live,
trying to act like I don't know about Islam. I know all
you
about
don't.
it.
First off, let me
I've
explain.
nailed everyone.
Yeah, Sharia law. Also, if you're not Muslim and you live in a place that has Sharia law, you get a tax put on your head. And if you don't pay it, it's off with your head. But of course, SNEAKO, the Roach, he'll pretend like Sharia law. No, it's not a bad thing at all. No, look at him. He's just a Roach. That's what he is.
Your little factoid.
No, you didn't, because Sharia means law, and
What
under
I said it.
Sharia law. They want Sharia law. They mean that supersedes the Constitution, America law, and basically what it is anybody that's non-Muslim is beneath them and is their slave. That's what Sharia law is. It's control, it's dominance, and of course, this coward, this Roach, he'll pretend like he doesn't know any of that.
It's the Islamic law. You just said SNEAKO. When I said it's Islamic law, then I'm wrong. It's bullshit.
Okay, relax, Alex. We're just getting started. Sharia means law. Under Sharia law, Muslims are supposed to follow the law of the land. Nobody here is trying to change the constitution.
Under Sharia law, Muslims are not supposed to follow the law of the land. That is.
I love that. I love that we have a Muslim saying that. And in Europe, they have Sharia laws. They have Sharia zones where they tell people in Europe, like, you can't go in there. And if you do, we're not going to help you. And whatever they do to you, we're going to let them do it, because you shouldn't go in there because Sharia law is above their law. And that's their goal for every city and town in America. And SNEAKO knows that.
BS. That is BS. That is the biggest, like, find that in the Quran. It doesn't say that, right?
I love that there's a Muslim. I'm glad I used his work. I didn't do it intentionally. I'm glad that he's here because he's Muslim and he's telling you that SNEAKO's lying.
Here I have the Quran, and it says this in Surah 33:1. O Prophet Muhammad, fear Allah and do not fear anybody else, nor worry about their threats, and do not obey the disbelievers who oppose you openly, and the hypocrites who secretly support the disbelievers. Obey Allah only. Indeed, Allah is all-knower, the all-wise. Where does it say to follow the laws of the land? I have yet to see one verse telling me to follow the laws of the land in the Quran. So that is a lie, SNEAKO.
In fact, it seems like you are, because you think that I should be deported for exercising my First Amendment rights. We have freedom of religion here.
You are either you're super ignorant.
We have freedom of speech. Under Sharia law, you obey the law.
I got thousands of top imams saying we will make you take Sharia law. I got them at the state houses in Congress.
Where?
Everywhere saying you're going to adopt Sharia law.
Where are you seeing in America? The imams are trying to spread Sharia law in America. Name one.
My God, they have.
Name one imam.
City councils
Name one imam who's trying to bring Sharia law in America. Where?
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Name one.
Live on your...
Tell me. You said you know 20,000.
Imams called for Sharia law in America.
You said you know 20,000. Can you tell me an imam who wants to bring Sharia law in America, please?
Durka Muhammad Jihad.
Okay, you just want to just be stupid now because you don't have an answer?
No, I mean, my God, listen, we're going to take this.
that's you don't have an answer.
Oh yes, SNEAKO. There's no videos of any of these imams saying that in America, right? There's thousands of imams in America, in Europe, saying exactly what Alex Jones, because he doesn't know their name here. Probably Ali Abdul Muhammad Malik. I mean, let's be serious.
Do it for us. Take this clip and then show them. Don't go too much. You just have 15 imams say it.
You don't even know one.
You
don't even know one person that's trying to bring Sharia law here. Ron DeSantis parades around, hey, we're banning Sharia law. Texas, we're banning Sharia law. Alex, why do you think they're doing this? Is it because there's an actual threat of an Islamic invasion, even though they're ushering in H-1B visas, even though Elon Musk, who's also calling for my deportation, is bringing in hundreds of thousands of Indians, even though he says that white men are dumb?
Let me tell you a story.
No. Before you get into a story, this doesn't make sense, because you also...
Islam's not expanding. You're right.
It's not expanding in America, and you have provided no evidence.
Yeah, there's nothing going on.
The reason that you're buying this property...
Okay, first of all, that is a lie. Muslims bring more children than normal white people in the United States. And that's a fact. They bring a lot more children. So that is going to happen one way or another. And to say that imams are not advocating for Islam to take over, that is a lie. Islam is a political system. It seeks to have political dominance just as much as it seeks to have religious dominance. There's no separation between mosque and state in Islam. So every mosque that you see around you calls for people to be a part of the ummah, to grow Islam even bigger and make it the biggest religion of them all. So that is, of course, a lie. And I'm going to pause the video right here and attach the full video down below so you can watch it on SNEAKO.
All right, you saw the debate. Typical SNEAKO. He's a coward. He doesn't live up. I'm gonna play the video of SNEAKO from the other day. Sorry, I piggybacked off him, but actually worked out for my benefit because he is Muslim and he's telling you that SNEAKO is lying. He understands the way SNEAKO is gaslighting and threatening people. So I got to give him credit for telling the truth. Give me a minute. Let me try to pull it up from the other day. Hold on.
Popular internet streamer SNEAKO
me
had
try
some
to pull it up.
fiery remarks during.
You see how SNEAKO was playing Mr. Victim with Alex Jones? Totally different temperament, you know, just playing the role that he's the victim and he didn't really just watch.
Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Oh no!
Such
This
a
is
tough
the
guy.
Islamic Republic of New Yorkistan. Islam will be in every household. Inshallah, the whole world is Muslim. Welcome to Mamdani's New York. You see this city? You see how it looks? Inshallah, your city looks just like this too.
All right, Billy.
Just scum. Of course, you know, with Alex Jones. Now he didn't say that. It's not a. It is a threat. It's a threat, and he knows exactly what he was saying, and he knows exactly what he's trying to indicate, that they're going to bring Islam to every household in America, and it's a threat. I hope he gets deported. I hope he gets his door kicked in by ICE. I hope Trump denaturalizes him and drops him off to a country that shares the same views. See, totally, I'd have more respect for you today. You saw him with Alex Jones, the victim. No, it wasn't meant like that. You know exactly what you meant to say. And you're not even man enough to stand behind your words. You're a coward. I really hope he gets deported and gets his door kicked in. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasairos.